Welcome to the Mompreneur Conversations today. And I am bringing you a special three-part series from Aryaa Organic called Return to Coherence. And it's about ancient and wisdom and science, modern science. And I'm just so thankful and grateful that I have this special guest today. She is a goddess. She is so beautiful, and she's one of the masters in the Aryaa Organics program. And she's also a participant. And the reason why I'm bringing this series to you is because I actually joined the program in January, and it transformed my life. And as a mom, raising a special needs son, we get very busy, and I've experienced burnt out a couple of times. And so I'm so excited about my upcoming book, If Your Laundry Can Talk. And I talk about the 7 threads of sacred self-care. And it's such an alignment with Aryaa. And so that's why I wanted to bring it to our community here. And so I just want to welcome you, Allana. Thank you so much for saying yes. And I'm looking forward to our conversation today. And, you are an expert when it comes to relationships, but more than just relationships, about changing relationships with self. And I've had a few conversations with you. So please tell us a little bit more about you. I know you are a mom. I know you are a mompreneur. And just tell us a little bit about your journey.
Wow. Okay. Well, first, thank you for having me. And I love Aryaa, and this will be my 5th detox. And
Wow.
yes, I've been a master. I've led master classes on each of them, but I've also been a participant because I think it's really important that we walk our talk, that we're very credible, but we're also vulnerable. So what I do as an intimacy expert is when I first started coaching like 20 years ago, I was so insecure, Michelle. I was 3 steps ahead, spinning a million miles an hour, anything to look good, perform, do it right so that you wouldn't hurt me, so that you wouldn't reject me. But I didn't even know I was doing it. I was just caught in this hyper vigilant pace. I never rested on the weekends. I always overgave until the point of sacrifice because I thought it was the right thing to do. Because if I slowed down underneath it all, it was very uncomfortable, very scared, and very insecure. So as I started to have bravery and humility and start to do the inner work, I realized there was this whole inner world that we could have an intimate relationship with. And we could grow in confidence. We could grow in presence. We could have deeper connection with others. But it had to start with ourselves first. And as I did that, I started to take on new clients, and people that were single started to find the one, or relationships that could never quite repair that rupture were able to. People that had never really felt beautiful or at peace in their skin, or they were at war with their body or at war with aging. They were at war with something. They started to have like a truce and connection. And so, yeah, I've been an intimacy coach now for about 20 years. I have a podcast, Intimate Conversations.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes, and I've really connected with you. And, when you think about intimacy coach, you think about it's about the other person, but it really isn't. Like you said, I would never have thought that you had confidence or, because you always should just show up, in, I want to say your skin, but just this glow about you. You just have this presence about yourself. And I think for me, it's a presence of love and caring. And as caregivers and as moms, we give a lot, like you said, to others.
Yeah.
But I see that you really are talking about how we give to ourselves when you're talking about intimacy.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm a product that the work works. 20 years ago, this is not who I was, but I was very performative and terrified that you'd think poorly of me. And my worth was based on others' opinions of me. I didn't have a strong sense of worth within myself. But the work that I've been taught, I'm always taking the next course. I'm always upgrading my next certification. I'm always a humble student, but I'm really masterful at what I do now. And thank you for recognizing the peace in my skin and the authenticity, because this is available for everyone. And I think it's why we're joining together today to talk about the detox as well. When I started to do this inner work, I had no idea that the trauma stored in my body, the emotional wounds that I had suppressed for decades, they were stored inside mostly my intestines. They were stored all through my body. And as I was going through my healing, my facilitators at the time said, you know what you should do? You should do some detoxes to help, move these toxins from emotional wounding, from, unkind limiting beliefs, move these out of your body so you can be purified and the true you can awaken. And they were right. Detoxes are wonderful to show us, where are those coping mechanisms? Where
Mm.
are you checking out? How are you talking to your body? Can you listen? Can you honor? Can you be patient? Can you be tender? Can you be kind? These were new skills I had to learn, and I'm so grateful for this incredible detox. I just want to tell people it tastes really good. It doesn't really feel like you're depriving yourself. I love it. It's infused with this very high vibration of solfeggio frequency. So it's literally vibrationally, you're eating love. You're in this incredible community, so you're not alone. And by the end of it, you're lighter, you're freer, you're more authentic. And I still have a pot of the soup in my fridge all the time. I don't eat it 3 times a day like during the detox, but once a day, it just feels like what self-love would do. Is so nourishing, and it slows me down to listen to my body.
Yeah, I was just speaking with Annie, and I was just saying that's how I felt during the detox. It's just this warm, loving feeling when you eat it. And as you said, it's infused with frequency and the love. And you've done 5. This is going to be my third one in
Yeah.
August. So tell me why you keep returning. I mean, it sounds like it's transformative, but tell me a little bit more about your journey through, because I know for me, I'd done 2 and each one was different. The
Yeah.
first one was very physical and the second one became very emotional. So
Yep.
tell me about your journey during those, if you don't mind sharing with us, those 5 times that you've done it and why you keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't noticed, there's toxins everywhere on this planet. So even if you're a relatively healthy person, it's still very good to release toxins out of your body on a regular basis. So that's number one. And you bring up a very good point. You're going to come up with different aspects of your life, each detox, according to your body, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body. Maybe things about your lineage, your ancestry, your family is going to come up. Maybe karmic wounds are going to come up. But what happens is you give yourself a 2-week sacred window, and you're present, you're surrendered, you're listening, you slow down. Whatever's next on your spiritual journey is going to present itself for you to face, feel, and integrate. And you're not alone. When I did the very first detox, you can ask Kamal and Annie, the co-founders, I was a hot mess. I was so emotional. I had no clue that this would flush up. So my very first one wasn't physical, although I was very tired. So many emotions came up, and I said, people need support because you just never know what's going to show up when you detox at this very high frequency. Everything of a lower frequency is going to come up to be seen and felt and integrated and released and flushed out. So then I started creating videos and doing master classes and supporting people. And I'm really honored that I can do that, because over the journeys have been, different layers. And I would say another piece, Michele, that I've learned over, this will be my 5th, is I've been very militant. You got to do it perfect. And if you don't do it perfect, and I'm like, whoa, I had no idea I was still so harsh with myself. I'm a very driven woman. I have, clients and staff and books and courses and podcasts. I have all these things I do. And I was shown in this 2-week period of time, I wasn't getting up under myself like I do with my clients. I was top down, being critical and a perfectionist with myself. So every single detox will show you a new place that'll move the dial on your kindness and your compassion and your surrender to the divine. And lastly, the community is why I keep coming back. The community is epic, awesome, conscious, kind, takes ownership, responsible. They're real people. All the other masterclass leaders, the participants, these are my homies. These are my people. So I like hanging out and growing and being real and authentic with people that are up to really doing the work on a regular basis, once a quarter.
Yeah, it so resonates. Like this, like I said, the second time I was very emotional, and I'm very militant. I think I'm I'm a high achiever, and we've connected in that way because
Yeah.
they called me out. But I know the first time I followed it to a T, and the second time live, it was during my birthday. right? So, I had a birthday celebration. So that's what I love about the community is like you do what you can.
Yeah.
This is not it's not a race, right? It's a marathon. It's about, like you said, nurturing yourself. And so, if you fall off, you could just get right back on. And that's what I loved about our community, that we just
Mm.
encourage, we're all at different places in our lives, in our journey, in our seasons.
Yeah.
And so each detox for each individual is different. And so, as you said, you're a master, and I love taking. I remember the first master class. Like you said, you supported us in the videos, but also in a live,
Yeah.
and you allowed us to journal. And I remember you put us. I can't quite remember the exercise, but we
In
walked.
dyads, in pairs.
That's it.
Mhm.
I was the first time, and I was like, wow, just that connection.
Yeah.
And it's not a connection like the mouth of communicating. It was the connection through the heart and the spirit. I really felt that when I was with my
Oh, I'm so
partner.
pleased to hear
So
this.
I'm excited to hear about what you are going to be teaching us next in this next program in August. What are you going to be teaching us as a master?
Well, I have got my little phone because my cheat sheet here. I'm
Okay.
calling it Making Love with Life, the
Ooh,
missing piece in your detox, reawakening pleasure, vitality, and sacred turn on. One of my own growth edges is that whenever I integrate an emotion, I get to a place of stillness, oneness with God. And
mm,
we call it like 0 point. I've integrated the wound, I've got the wisdom, but I sort of stop there. And we could call that more of the masculine energy, consciousness, presence, stillness. But it's time for awakening. So what is that going to hold? What's that space going to
mm,
hold? Aliveness, love, expression, vitality, juiciness. What turns us on about being on the planet? And yes, it can be in the bedroom
mhm.
sexually, but it can also be like you're writing a book right now. Like you could
Yes.
have a difficult time and be mean to yourself writing the book, or the writing your book could literally turn you on. The energy of God in, as, and through you, the deliciousness of your unique gift expressed. So I want to really support people in allowing aliveness and sensuality to be a part of your life, and not just wait for a date or the bedroom, but have all of life. Like just eating the food, this beautiful food in the detox. How can we make that more savory? Can we start the day with sunshine on our face? Can we put our hands on Mother Earth and be so grateful for her? Can we connect, as you said, in those dyads? And we'll probably do a little breakout as well, because there's something about that I wanted to share, put a pin in. You can talk at someone or you
Right.
can talk with someone.
Mm,
And that requires us softening and opening our heart, which is very brave and can be very scary and vulnerable. And
exactly.
listening without being 3 steps ahead means you need to be in the present moment. You don't have it figured out. You're not out there with your answer already. You have to be right here. Oh, but the magic when you can be that
Yeah.
present and profoundly listening, it's like you fall in love with your brother, sister, soul. It's
Yes.
it's
And,
delicious.
and this is a global community, because I
Yes.
was with someone, I think she was in Australia.
Oh,
And like you said,
wonderful.
to feel that, on a Zoom in
Yep.
another country,
Yep.
I was like, wow, you could really feel a person, just being in
Mhm.
that. It's that consciousness that we are. It's like the container that you held for us to be able to experience us, each other at that love level, no matter what we were going through, that we could
Yeah.
just hold space. And I thought it was so beautiful, that
Mm.
experience. And that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back, because I just
Oh,
have masters like you who are just really, we've learned about brain science, right? Now, the heart science and frequencies. There's so much that in this 14 days, I won't say it's a whirlwind, but definitely at the end, I get to a place of calm and peace, and it's
yeah.
amazing. My last detox, as I said, was very emotional, and
Mhm.
at first, I didn't even know why I was feeling that. No, I didn't realize it was because of the detox,
Right.
but I was detoxing some emotions, and it took me
Yes.
like a few days to realize where, because I'm normally don't feel those feelings, right? And like
Mm.
I think we talked about that before, how we just
Yes.
stuff feelings
Yes.
down,
Yes.
and you
Doesn't
think you're
work.
just okay. And I thought I was just okay. And I was just like, I was in a
Wow.
whirlwind for like 3 days. And then
Yes.
finally I was able to release. So that's the detox,
Yeah.
detoxing. And then I was able to get back to a place of calm. But, I really believe that all change or transformation starts with awareness. And that's why this 14 days for me, I become more aware of myself, my surroundings, and the people I'm with. And so for moms, especially, or caregivers, or people, or even entrepreneurs who are very, very busy,
Yeah.
what do you say? I mean, you've done it 5 times. I know we were just talking before we got on, like how busy, I don't like to say busy. We are very productive. We are saying we're working in our business, on our business. And how do you take that time in that 14 days to be really, with self and still manage life?
Yeah. Couple things I want to say. This is such a brilliant conversation, Michele. Thank you. When we don't slow down as an entrepreneur, as a mother, we don't create little rituals. The whole day's gone and it's like driving someplace and not really remembering that you drove there because we're on autopilot. We're not connecting with our truth, which means we're not fully connecting with our clients, with our children. We're not fully connecting with our heart. We're not fully connecting with God. So what the detox does is it gives you 3 times a day. And there's meditations you can do. There's videos from me. There's workouts from Mark. There's, an evening masterclass where you can sit and be with community and learn. There's a lot of opportunities to nourish yourself with content, or watch the recording on the weekend. If you've had a busy week, you can make it work for your life. But the point is to make each thing we do more intentional, more present, more in your body. I agree that awareness is step 1, but it's only step 1. If you don't take that awareness and integrate it in your body, it's going to leave. It's just an awareness and it'll go. But the integration is through feeling, to embody the wisdom. And so these are showing you, like when we first started, I wasn't doing a ritual all the time when I ate. Now I light a candle every time. Every time I ever eat a meal, doesn't matter what time of day, slows me down. And so and it's better for my digestion, but it shows me I can trust everything's going to be fine. The world is not going to fall apart if I take a break. The world is not going to fall apart if I eat slowly. The world is not going to fall apart if I slow down and listen to my child and don't just try to fix the problem, but say, whoa, babe, tell me more. What's going on? That sounds really scary. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. But that is not just a script. We have to be that. We have to be that in our body. And the detox is a structure for 2 weeks for you to slow down your already busy life so that you can be more intentional, not just surf it as busy, but focus on something and then focus on the next. It makes other people feel safe and seen and important. This is a skill that will, no matter where you are, entrepreneur, mother, lover, doesn't matter. You will be people. What is Maya Angelou? What did she say? People don't remember what you did. They remember how you made them feel. And that's not an awareness. That starts with awareness, but that's an embodiment. Right. And this detox is incredible, and all the masters and all the practices for helping you be that, which is really another way of saying being the best self you came here to be.
Yes, and that's why I was saying, like, I remember experiencing you in the first detox. I couldn't remember the name. I remember the experience, and you were
thank you.
Remember? I mean, that's truly what you're talking about. I was able to slow down, and I will always have that feeling with me, right? Because I experienced it. And as you were saying, there's so many masters in this particular program. I mean, when I first joined the program, I've been detoxing and fasting for years, but I've always kind of like, you can't eat, you're starving yourself, and
deprivation.
Deprivation is very hard. Yeah. So I thought I had this covered when I, came to this detox. And once again, I was so blown away about just the love and care and the support, and you're not doing it alone. And I want to go back to community a little bit, because I think community is so important. We are in a society where we, are on our phones a lot. Yeah. I go to dinners and so forth, and you see people at the table and they're on their phones. They're not
rather than talking to each other.
Right? Yeah. Not talking to each other, right? And I'm guilty of that too sometimes with my kids. Like we get to the table, but how important is community for, as you said, as an intimacy coach? How important is community? And I know you actually have a community on Wednesday that I'm looking forward to joining.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be really honest with you. When I was first a coach 20 years ago, I was a little holier than thou. I'm like, it's private calls with me, and I'm going to create all this transformation for people. And I did. And it was exhausting. to have so much pressure that it was all up to me
Mm.
to make their life better. And if they didn't get the results, I would really bash myself. So as I grew as a coach and I evolved spiritually, I started to be a part of other groups. And I was like, wow, I'm really learning from other people. So I thought, okay, here we go. I'm going to go for it. So when you join my community, you get your private sessions, but you also get the weekly group. We call it the family of frequency. And at the end of every call, I always do a round robin and I say, what value did you get out of the call? And I'm sure they're going to say, oh, Allana. No, they said Joanne and Robert and George said this. I'm like, oh. So I was like, oh, I am a facilitator of a conversation, but I'm allowing each and everyone's unique genius, the collective, to arise. So yes, my energy of holding space is required, but it's not all on my shoulders. Other leaders step up and we learn more together. It's like the tide rises together. And something else really curious happened. When I'm talking to one person, the other ones watching don't feel like, oh my God, everyone's watching me. So they can go for the ride too. So basically, everyone's getting 10 times, 15 times the coaching, because every time I talk to someone, everyone's getting a piece. I was blown away the power of this rising tide, so much so that just yesterday, one of our gentlemen, Juan, he passed his 5th architecture exam. He has failed the last 2 exams over and over and over and over and over. But he started to share with the community about it. And we have a WhatsApp group as well. And so everyone was like, you got this. You can knock it out of the park. We're sending you good energy. The power of the community. He didn't go in to take that test alone. He had the whole community with him and then celebrating after. And then I was able to give him a new point of view that this big test, which, obviously is scary. What if that test this is all about intimacy. It's not about against, it's about union. So I said, what if this test was actually your ally, your best friend? When you pass this test, it's a springboard into being a full-fledged architect. So instead of going in and having separation and anxiety, go, hey, homie, hey, ally, hey, best friend, let's do this. Let's knock this out of the park. So again, community is really where it's at as we move into the 5th dimension. Community, collaboration, cooperation, all of these beautiful C words and D words, detox, like all of it will support you. And this detox community is with Aryaa Organic, such a high vibrational, kind, inspirational group of people. I'm so honored. So honored.
Yes, when I was creating my tribe, I say it's not my tribe, it's our tribe. One of the things that was really important to me is to be heard, seen, and understood. And you talked about it a little bit earlier. It's just about listening, right?
Yes.
Someone to share, and we don't have to give them feedback, no judgment, just hold the container. And I love when you're talking about as a group, I call it side door coaching, because everyone else gets alone. Some people may not want to ask the question, but don't quite ask the question, right?
Yes.
So someone who is brave enough or courage enough, ask the question, and then everyone else benefits from it. I think that is what's so powerful about being in a community. And so I know we're going to be wrapping up soon, but I know we're coming in August. It's, I guess, the summer is what we're talking about, the summer program. There's 4 each, I guess, for a year with the Aryaa. And so what kind of advice could you say, like in the summer, as being an intimacy coach, what a person can do to stay connected with themselves, especially when we're traveling, and we're going to be going into the fall soon. I can't believe that the fall is going to be here soon. So what kind of tips or advice I like to say, what would you like to share when it comes to just taking care of yourself in that intimacy part?
So for the detox, I like the detox in the summer, so that we just can be lean and light and free. And then when it comes to intimacy in the summer, things slow down a bit. We're not quite on the go, go, go like we are, at least for me, once, school hits, September hits, and off we go. So ask the question, can I relax? Can I let go? Can I not be busy? Can I have nothing on my agenda? Can I just be? Can I let the inspiration of what my heart would do today? What would I like to talk today? What book would I like to read? For me, that was so hard. I'm a go, go, go. And if I don't go, then I'm not good enough. Something will happen. So I would say, an intimate relationship with your deepest truth, your deepest desires, pleasure, joy, replenishment, nourishment, fun. What would turn you on? Out with? It went
I know
bluegrass.
you.
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here. You're kind of breaking up a little bit, but that's okay. And I
That's
do
all right.
know, maybe we'll wait just a little bit while you get back into the high frequency, right? You're just vibrating at a level. There you go. You're just vibrating at a level. And I know that Arya is actually having a special Zoom today. And it's going to be 7:30 Central. And we're going to put the link for those who want to learn more. And actually, we're going to have a meditation part of it and just learn a little bit more about the detox. But tell me how important for you. I know we talk about meditation, like you said, slowing down
Yeah.
and how that actually integrates with the plant, the food. And can you tell me a little bit more about that and how your experience as not only a participant, but this as a master also?
Yes. The how you do anything is how you do everything. So on this call tonight at 7:30 Central, so do the math, whichever time zone you're in, please join it. Just joining for the meditation, you're going to have a better evening. Then you're going to learn about this incredible program where meditation is a part of it, and feeling your emotions and slowing down and honoring your body, listening to your body, having very high frequency, delicious food, lots of it. So there's no deprivation here. This is the greatest way this summer, I believe, you can honor and be present to what really matters. And then you can give that gift of presence to the people you love. And just as Michele said, to be safe, seen, and heard. If you can be the embodiment of that, and 2 weeks of this detox can support you in being that, that is the priceless gift you can give the people you love. So I say definitely join the call tonight for the meditation, learn more about it, and join the community for 2 weeks. You have so much to gain. You have nothing to lose. It's not about perfection. It's about progress and being welcomed into a beautiful community. And at the end of 2 weeks, promise you, you're going to feel lighter and more vibrant and free. And I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you because I'll be giving a masterclass for the detox.
Yes. And we actually say 2 weeks, 14 days, but I learned that after that 14 days, you don't want to leave. I'm like, I'm part of the family now. It is definitely more than a community. We become part of a family. And we're, as you said, we still communicate with each other and, give us like high fives. And we just really, I just love how everyone in the community, from the masters to the participants to the founders of the company, are so committed to impacting others. So thank you so
generous.
much for joining me today, Allana. I just want to say you have a special place in my heart. You don't know that, but you do, because I just love how you, as I said, you have definitely impacted me in the short period of time that I've been part of the community. And I'm just looking forward to spending 14 days with you in the next few weeks. So thank you so much for joining us. And I just want to say to our community, self-care is not a luxury. It's essential. So thank you for joining us today.